Hey everybody, quick update, and this one is interesting. The September jobs report was just released. Now, it was released 48 days late. It was originally supposed to be released on October 3rd, but we had that very lengthy, the longest in history, government shutdown. And it was actually much better than expected, which is actually bad news for Donald Trump. And I'll talk about that here. Now, before I do that, I have to remind you, this comes after an unprecedented cancellation of the October jobs report. That is, from my understanding, the first time in history. Now, the November jobs report has also been delayed until after the next and final Federal Reserve meeting for this year, which means that the Federal Reserve only has the September jobs report to go on when it comes to the most recent data to make their FFR decision, their federal funds rate decision. Now, the September jobs report, just to give you the numbers, was actually 119,000 jobs added. This is significantly higher than the consensus estimate of 50,000 jobs, which means that this jobs report was actually pretty good. Now, we all were pretty certain that the October jobs report was going to be pretty disastrous. The Federal Reserve, when you look at the CME Fed Watch tool, which I implore everybody to look at, just tracks the likelihood of interest rate cuts at the Federal Reserve. The odds of an interest rate cut at the December meeting are actually pretty low. They're like below 35% last time I checked. And that is definitely because of this September jobs report. So the Federal Reserve is going to look at this jobs report that very clearly shows the economy still, even after all these negative revisions, it is still not in recessionary territory, which means that, remember, Jerome Powell has, I want to say, a slight bias to not cut interest rates unnecessarily. The Federal Reserve has a heavy bias to be data-driven. So when you're provided only one report, the September jobs report, and it's significantly better than expected, on top of the fact that Jerome Powell already put into question or casted doubt that they would even cut at December in the first place before this report came out, this to me means that, and this goes even against what I've said, and I'll admit it, I'm not right 100% of the time. Nobody is. I thought very clearly that the Federal Reserve, that the chances were much higher than what the CME Fed Watch tool was saying, that the Federal Reserve was going to cut in December. After this jobs report, I have to change tune. I have to say that I think that the likelihood is much lower because they don't have any other data to go on. They don't have the October jobs report. They're not going to have the November jobs report in time, which means that the September jobs report is going to be the most recent piece of jobs data to go on. And because of that, the likelihood of an FFR cut in December is much lower than it was before this release. Now, there were some minor revisions to previous reports, but nothing crazy. The September jobs report stood out as a fantastic jobs report, 119,000 jobs added, significantly blew away expectations. And because of this, the Federal Reserve is likely, in my opinion, not going to cut interest rates. This is a change from what I've said. And as always, if something change, I want to be data-driven as well. So if between now and then something else changes, I will absolutely let you know. I don't want to drag this video out longer than it needs to be. This was just a quick update. I didn't say this at the beginning of the video, but my name is Derek. I got my degree in finance. You don't have to. If you like straight to the point, finance, world economics, and investing, you are in the right place. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already. It's difficult to grow here on YouTube, so every subscription truly, genuinely means the world to me. I'm appreciative of it. I love finance, I love economics, and I love being able to share that with you guys, and I want to continue to do so. Now, these videos are supposed to be weekly, but we live in a crazy economic world, so they've been a lot more frequent lately, so I will probably see you a lot sooner than that. With that said, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Hope to see you in the next video. Until then, take care.